Hey besties, it's your girl Finance Muslima. I am going to walk through with you tonight and do business structure 101. We're going to dive deep into this thing, all right? Business is not just about having a fancy logo, your IG bio, or running out to go start an LLC and not leveraging it profitably, right? A lot of women in business have everything together, but not quite a solid foundation to scale their business. Women have been asking me, Lucretia, how are you able to gain access to government contracts? How are you able to, go from selling $5 cupcakes to literally cupcakes to contracts, right? That's this flow of the season that we're in. This thing started in 2010. It's been a long and amazing, extensive, restful, up and down, ins and out, crying, emotional roller coaster journey in business, but I love it. All right. So I decided it's finally time to give you guys a step by step and really take my time to help you and walk you through with this. All right. This is not no fancy situation. This is about work. All right. Business is deeper than posting on IG and getting an LLC. This thing is about, can I do business with the SBA? Where do I see my legacy? What am I really building, or am I chasing money? All right. I told you guys 2020, the top of 2025, I said the hustle culture is canceled. Right? We are officially grinding effectively, strategically. We're building structure, we're building teams. This thing is not about client to client no more. Like, let's start operating. I'm going to teach you how to do B2B, business to business today. So have your pens and papers ready. If you're at this point by now, you should have your downloadable template, building business structure. It's on the screen and you'll be able to walk through step by step. If you don't have it, check your email and make sure you have your template to walk through with us, because everything you need is going to be on there. All right, the SBA, the CDFI, the micro loans, whether you go to the bank and you leverage your personal credit or whether you leverage in your business credit. Everybody wants to know that you're credible, you're trustworthy, you have a foundation, you are a real legit business. That's just the bottom line. All right. So I want to give you an inside story example. Once I was able to, leverage my DUNS number, my EIN, and then, you create a SAMS number. Whether, I don't know how far along you are in your NAIC plus codes, commodity codes, you start getting into capability statements. It's a whole nother beast, right? A lot of you guys want it, but you have to be able to know how to maneuver in that area, that playing field, right? Because that's a whole nother beast. It's not just about selling products and chasing clients. Government contracting is a whole nother beast. And I realized the last month, a lot of you guys been asking me, how am I able to do the things I've been doing, sharing my journey with you on social media. So go ahead and pull out your template and let's get started and walk through. I want you to make sure you have every single thing you need to be successful in building you a profitable company, not just out starting a business to create passive income. Yes, we want to make money, but at the same time, we want big bags, right? We don't want to, depending on what your situation. Maybe you're like, I'll be happy if I hit a $500 to $1,000 extra a month, or maybe you hit that and you're like, Lucretia, I don't want to know what the $10,000 months are like. Like, we want to do 100K in a year, or you can have something that's really laid out properly. You could hit 100,000 in 6 months, or if you're like, I want to jump into government contracting, I'm already ready to do so, and I want to manage 2 to 3 contracts a year. Like, I want to do 6, 7 figures just controlling contracts and hiring subcontractors, right? And just being the key developer. It's all about how high and how big you want to play the game. So I'm going to help you get started with a foundation that'll allow you to do so at every single price point, because I've done it from every single price point. Okay. Let's start with your business name. Look on your template. It is the first one, business name. All right. Get you a nice, professional, legit name. All right. Not Sally's Tutu, whatever. Like, I understand that we like things that's names that sound catchy and stuff like that. But guys, when you are creating these names and starting an LLC, make sure you go to the Secretary of State and see if that business is taken or not already. But also keep in mind, don't just plan and create these names of LLC for now. Dream bigger, like as if like I want to be here 10 to 20 years to stay. Make sure you keep it professional. Keep your same personality. Oh, that's not me. Keep all of that. Put a little twist to it if you want, but just keep it professional. Nobody wants to do business or give you $102,000 and you're coming in like Sally Joe, whatever. Like I have to be realistic and transparent with y'all. Be professional. Be like you're coming to the table as a professional ready to do business. So when you making these moves and creating these documents, really think about it. And don't just say, I'm just doing this right now to make $1,000. Like, don't even think like that, even if you are. Think at it as like, this is the tool that's going to take me from wanting $1,000 to $10,000 to $100,000. All right, be professional, guys, when you're thinking of and creating those business names. Next is your LLC and sole proprietor. LLC is what's going to give you legal protection and credibility. Some people would choose sole proprietor. Um, I am not an attorney. I am not authorized to tell you which way to go when it comes to whether you do LLC or sole proprietor. Do your research back end on it. Reach out to me. Let me know what kind of business you have, and I'll maybe offer you some options of which way you should go. If you don't have an LLC and you're like, I'm getting in the game, go ahead and create your own LLC. It doesn't hurt. Sole proprietor, my opinion, when you get to the next level in the game, when it comes to tax purposes. So it all depends on how your company operates too. So it depends on what you do and how the business is laid out, what the model is. So again, if you don't know the difference, a deeper perspective from how your company should operate, whether LLC or sole proprietor, reach out to me and I'll help you out. EIN, I have the website on the template for you. It is free from the IRS. Use the link. It is very, very important. Banks, payroll, credibility. When you get to the point where you're dealing with ADP or whatever payroll you decide to go with, you need an EIN. You can't do nothing. And I just had this conversation yesterday when it comes to taxes and things like that. I'm gonna give you guys a gem. I applied for a contract in Kansas City um, to teach a small business program, 12 weeks. They haven't made a decision on it yet, but I'm reading and I'm going through and I'm learning different things and how different cities operate. Kansas City, or even government contracting within a whole, wherever you live and operate. So if I owed taxes in North Carolina, I wouldn't be able to do this. They wouldn't approve me to accept the contract in Kansas City. A hybrid contract. Show up once a month, train virtually. Yes, they will not accept you. You don't want to owe the IRS anyway, so it's important that you have that EIN locked in, and make sure you're staying on top of your game because it's going to make a difference in every single step in your process. Your NAICS codes and description is very, very important because it tells learners what your industry is. If you choose the wrong one, you can get denied for funding that may have been meant for you. So it's best to do your research, even though you have access to these amazing videos I'm going to create for you and help you go through this thing. It's always good to have exact resource and game plan, right? And you guys know I offer one-on-one coaching if you need to go deeper and have a strategic game plan for you, right? Not just because this is overall information to apply. If you know that you're not good at holding yourself accountable and you know that you're not going to sit down and stick to what you need to do, I suggest you reach out to me after you get this information and be like, hey, Lucretia, I need some help putting this thing together. Just be honest with yourself and don't waste a lot of time. All right. Your codes are very, very important. Business address. It's a virtual address on the template for you. I really, really highly suggest it. It is okay to start off with your home, but if you can afford a monthly fee to a co-working space and rent a mailbox, I would highly suggest that, because when it comes to banks and grants and funding, they want to see that you're in a brick and mortar. They just want to see that you really run a business. And I can't say that you will not be approved, because some people are approved using home addresses for specific things. That's why I say it all depends on your business, what you do, and how it's set up. My personal advice: if you are able to use a virtual address or a brick and mortar in one of them co working spaces locally in your area, I highly suggest you do so. Your website. Okay, if you don't have a website, you don't exist. To a lot of banks, a lot of companies, a lot of times they asking you that first. Like, what's your website? We need to verify you. Like, it's 2025. Some people like, do you have an Instagram? What's your Facebook? They verify you like this. You need to be verified. So it's links and stuff like that. So you can create a website. Some people have Shopify, GoDaddy, they have Wix. Right now, currently for my funnel, I'm using Go High Level. I used to use ClickFunnels. It all depends on how you run your business, whether you want it automated, whether you just get into the game, whether you sell clothes, whether you do hair. It all depends on what you do. The resources are there for you. Let's talk about business emails and domains. Is nothing wrong with a Gmail. Some people have them. But again, I prefer telling you to get in the mindset, in the frame of structuring your business like a real business. I have two different companies and I have everything set up professionally. Empower Her Firm, info at Empower Her Firm. I could have put support at Empower Her Firm. Like, go into everything setting your business up the way it's supposed to be if you haven't done so already. But if you're here and you're restructuring or you're revamping and you've been using that Gmail for some time, pivot. You've been doing the same thing for 5, 10 years. You're like, okay, I'm ready to grow. Even 3 years, okay, pivot. It worked then, but it's not going to help you get to the next level. All right. Some people don't, they like, oh, I've been having my Gmail for years. That's the problem why we can't grow, because you keep being locked in on what you've been doing for so long already, and you got to be realistic and honest with yourself. It's not working. All right, go on GoDaddy.com. I have some links on the template, and go and buy you a domain. Not write everything down that you need to get done in your business. Pay for it for the year. Don't have all of these things set up where you got 1,000 monthly fees: mailbox, email, domain, your website. Just I done named 4 things already that you need to pay for month to month to start a business. But you can alleviate that and just knock something off for a year. You can pay $100 for a domain email address a year, or probably less than that. Right? I've done it multiple times. So it's all about mindset and you deciding to operate the right way, because the shortcuts are not going to help you win. You're not going to be able to get so far with the shortcuts. And I know that if you're here and you're rebuilding or restructuring your business, I know that you've been there already with the things that I'm saying, your experience. So let's talk about business banking. And when I first got into coaching 2018, 2019, I would, I like to call myself the money coach, right? Money mindset coach. I was really at a point where I was diving deep, and that's all I was really doing at that point, was helping women with their financial perspective in their business, and a lot of it was personal finances. Their business couldn't grow because their personal finances was all over the place, right? So if your personal life is all over the place, how it goes into business. If everything starts with a foundation. That's why we're expressing the importance of the business foundation, right? Business bank account is so very important. I got some links on the template. Create you a business bank account. Go open one up. They're going to want the name of your company. They're going to want your EIN number. It is so very important. I can't express it, of not commingling the business and the personal funds. I've done it years ago for a long time and it didn't work for me. But I can honestly say That was the time when I was chasing clients, chasing invoices, burnt out back to back, like trying to figure out that's why I was all over the place, taking money from here, taking over there, not really locking in and knowing month to month, day to day what I'm doing. But in order to get up out of that, you gotta gain some structure, right? So let's think bigger than budgeting. Let's say money management altogether. So we sit down self-care Sundays and you do money management or write out your budget or check your schedule. What am I doing for the week? What is going on with my finances? If you don't stay connected, everything goes all over the place. Co-mingling funds is not going to work for you because not just funding or SBA or trying to get a loan from the bank or a micro loan, not just that. Say you want to purchase a home or say you want to go apply to gain a lease to a commercial space, and they say, hey, we want 90 days or we want 6 months of your business banking account. If they see you constantly overdrawing your account, if they see what if they see like personal bills coming out of the business, like you have to take this business thing seriously. Things like that are going to be a red flag. You never know what you're going to need or do. So it's best that you stay on target and just do things right from the beginning. And you don't have to, it won't be so hard for you to switch up, if that makes sense. Right. Compliance tracker. I have a link on there for you as well. Set an annual reminders. You don't want to lose touch of stuff like that, right? You want to stay on top of compliance and things in your company, depending on how it's run. Dunn's number. I have the link on there for you as well. If you're in the space of building your business credit, if you started already and you need to go check and see what's going on, who is reporting to your Dunn's number is super, super important. So use that link and go set that up as well. This checklist is just not about busy work, right? To you, if you're not used to doing these things, it could seem like a lot. For me, I'm used to doing it to a certain capacity in my personal life, and to where as though then I say now I can go and help other businesses do the same. You have to have your own situation on tech before you can help anyone else or teach anyone else. And not saying everything got to be perfect, because I was helping people and my stuff wasn't perfect. But at the same time, business started to grow and shift and really align and not be as hard the more my life got together, if that makes sense. All right. Um, so I really feel, and I tell my clients this all the time, you don't have a money problem, you have a business structure problem. So you say you need the funding, you want help, you might just say, oh, I want to do this, that. Like, I understand and I love the fact you have big dreams and you guys want to do all these things, but you have to understand it comes with work, and it comes with these small things of solidifying that the business foundation is secure. If you think this is too much work, then I don't think that you're ready for government contracting, because that's a whole nother beast. You guys been reaching out like crazy about, when I show the videos and different things behind the scenes of what I be doing, me and my team. Um, it's a whole nother mindset you need to have. So I want you guys to learn it at this point and start to train your brain to operate from a higher perspective. It's definitely the structure and the foundation that's going to help create the freedom, because if you don't have systems automated, you don't have this simple business, structured foundation, you cannot create freedom. It will constantly feel like a run and a chase for money. That is so very draining. I said it at the beginning and I want to say it now. The hustle culture is canceled. We are no longer chasing money or clients, right? Follow these steps, do the things I told you to do. We're not just saying, we're not just saying, talking about these cliche goals and things we want to do. We're really doing it. I want you to prioritize creating a soft life that you want to live. It starts with you. All right. In order to build a successful business, is going to start with personal growth and mindset. These are the smallest basic things of creating business structure. I will see you guys later. Make sure you use your template and write in all your information so that everything is to the T. If you have any questions, don't feel free to send us an email. This is Lucretia Thomas. I am the founder of Empower Her Firm. Goodbye, besties.